You did the disc too? How are you today? So glad that you're going to be with me again. I have another new book that I'd like to read to you, and I think you're going to really enjoy it. It's called The Runaway Beignet. And you do know what a beignet is, right? Yes, you do. Well, let's get started. But first, I'm going to tell you that it was written by Connie Collins Morgan and illustrated by Herb Leonard. And it's just a wonderful book. It's done in the heart of New Orleans, where there lives a baker named Marcel who makes the most delicious beignets in the entire city. Although his heart is filled with kindness, his home is cold and lonely until a mysterious stranger grants Marcel a wish. An ordinary sugared pastry transforms into the beignet boy. His hilarious antics and New Orleans cultural icons are scattered like powdered sugar in this lusciously illustrated, Louisiana-flavored folktale adaptation of The Gingerbread Man. Illustrator Herb Leonard brings this little beignet to life with a mischievous grin and a sprinkle of sugar. His images of New Orleans dance across the pages, bringing a true taste of the Crescent City to the story. Author Connie Collins Morgan draws upon her memories of life in Louisiana and her favorite treats to make this retelling stand apart from an infectious jazz beat and the sweet aroma of magic sugar. Let's see. See, it's the Runaway Beignet. Just love the pictures. And this, she wrote this she has right here, to my grandmother Marie Landry Menard, who graced this life for 103 years, and to my mother Bernice Menard Collins, who at 88 years still embodies the essence of joie de vivre. And then there's also something written by the illustrator, and he's actually sending this out to Bill Watterson. And then there's a special thanks to Rachel Morgan, who helped write the beignet's rhythmic refrain. So let's get started. Here we are right here, and there is Marcel. In a city where magic was more than a simple trick, there lived a kind old baker named Marcel. In the heart of New Orleans, Marcel made an honest living making beignets. Here and there and everywhere the stars shined. People agreed that the flavor of the fried, rectangular-shaped donut compared to no other. Some believed there was magic in the powdered sugar that topped each beignet, creating an endless desire for its sweetness. So here's Marcel. And he has some beignets that he's sharing with the children. I just love beignets. It's one of my favorite things to eat for dessert. I hope it is yours too. Many people thought that the baker could have been rich had he not given his pastries to the poor. He even wandered the cobblestone streets, feeding beignets to hungry pigeons. Sadly enough, the baker had no family, and even though hundreds of people visited his shop day after day, Marcel was lonely. Here he is. There's Marcel right here, and he's giving some pieces of beignet to all the pigeons there. One morning, a weary stranger wearing a gray coat, colorful scarf, and red shoes entered the shop. "May I please have a glass of cool water?" he asked. Marcel gave the stranger water and a bag of fresh beignets. "Take this with you. Bon appetit." "But I have no money to pay you," said the stranger. Marcel smiled. "I'm not asking for any money." So here is the stranger standing in the doorway right here. And Marcel is going to give him some beignets to eat because he has no money. "Your generosity surpasses the fine aroma of your beignets," said the stranger. "Take this bag of sugar. When the sun welcomes the day, sprinkle it on the first beignet you cook and wish for anything you want." "I've never heard of anything like this," Marcel mumbled, reaching for a water pitcher behind him. When he turned around to refill the stranger's glass, he was gone. So here's the man right here giving Marcel a little bag of special magic sugar. And here's Marcel, the baker. Early the next morning, Marcel opened the bag of sugar. "I must have lost my mind to believe that man." He put 2 dots of sugar on top of the first cooked beignet. "Mais, that looks like 2 little eyes," he said, laughing. He added a nose and a smiling mouth. "That face makes you look like a beignet boy." As the sugar melted into the pastry, Marcel remembered the words of the stranger and whispered, "I wish that you were a real boy." To Marcel's surprise, the beignet boy blinked his eyes and jumped up upon the table. "Aïe, look at me!" Marcel's eyes lit up. Bon Dieu, the beignet boy is alive. But when Marcel reached for the beignet boy, he jumped to the floor. "Hee hee hee, you can't catch me!" And he dashed out the door. Here he is with the beignet. The little beignet became a real little boy. He's a beignet boy now. And he's trying to run out the door. Oh my goodness. Marcel ran down the street shouting, "Stop! Come back, mon petit garçon!" But the beignet boy just smiled as he sang, "Believe you me, I'm gonna get away. You're not gonna taste this little beignet." That's so cute. I love that song that he sings. Let's see, right there. There we are. And there's a picture there, right there. He's running down the street. My goodness. Let's see. I'm going to take this off right here. And I'll put that on the side for now. where are we? Down Canal Street and through the French Quarter he zipped, running across a bandstand of jazz players. The Beignet boy leaped upon a drum with a burst of powdered sugar. Aye, look at me, he sang, shaking his little Beignet hips. The crowd stomped and romped to the rhythm of When the Saints Go Marching In. Here he is. The little Beignet boy is having a good time with the jazz band. You see that? Suddenly, the drummer sniffed the aroma of the freshly fried beignet. Hey, what's up? The beignet boy yelled. Oh no, end of show. He dashed off the bandstand singing. Believe you me, I'm going to get away. You're not going to taste this little beignet. Stop, come back, shouted the jazz players. But the beignet boy kept running. And there he is. He's running. He's right over here, right there. You can barely see the little beignet boy. And he's running down the street away from the jazz band because they probably were going to eat him. Yes. When he came to Jackson Square, the beignet boy posed in disguise while a street artist painted his picture. Marcel and the jazz players ran around and around Jackson Square. Hee hee hee, they don't see me. All of a sudden, the street artist whiffed the sweet beignet aroma. You come with me? No? No, said the beignet boy, racing out of Jackson Square. Stop, come back, the artist yelled. The beignet does not run away from the Andre. And there he is with the artist right here. And I think the artist was going to eat him too, because he smelled so good, the little beignet boy. The beignet boy dashed along the Mississippi River past a mime, around a juggler, and between the stilts of a street performer. His song echoed throughout the river walk. Believe you me, I'm gonna get away. You're not gonna taste this little beignet. There he is right there. He's running on River Walk, and there's all the street performers right around him, but he's running away again. Marcel, the jazz players, and Andre, the zany artist, followed the beignet boy into the French market. Their reckless chase upset the merchants selling their wares. Fleeing the scene, the beignet boy zipped out of the market wearing a Mardi Gras mask and colorful beads. Aye, look at me! Look at the beignet. He's dressed up for Mardi Gras. Isn't he adorable? So cute. Oh, I love this story. Marcel spun out of the market wearing a lady's dress. The jazz players rolled out in their underwear. The artist stumbled out with a crawfish on his head. Even the upset merchants were lured by the sweet aroma and joined the chase. Stop, come back, they all cried, but the beignet boy rushed away singing. Believe you me, I'm going to get away. You're not going to taste this little beignet. And there he is running away from all of the people that are chasing him. Oh my goodness. The beignet boy ran alongside a mule-drawn carriage. When he leaped on the back of the mule, it galloped away. Hee hee hee, I'm finally free, said the beignet boy, sitting snugly on the mule's back. Oh no, Marcel cried, mon petit garçon is gone. So Marcel, the jazz players, the artist, and all of the merchants trudged back to work. Here he is again, on the back of a mule, right around Jackson Square. When the mule finally tired, the beignet boy hid in Jackson Square. A friendly pigeon became his only company. As the sun sank into the stillness of the night and the last sounds of jazz faded into the moonlight, the beignet boy wiped away a tear. "Believe you me, I'm glad I got away, but I wish there were a friend for this little beignet." "I can help you," said the pigeon. "I know someone who needs a friend." The pigeon flapped his gray wings and strutted his red feet. As he cocked his head, a band of colorful feathers glistened around his neck. And there's the little beignet boy sitting with the pigeon around Jackson Square. So the beignet boy is lonely now. Suddenly, a whirlwind of pigeons swooped down and lifted the beignet boy into the air. When he looked down to wave goodbye, the friendly pigeon was gone. A man wearing a gray coat, colorful scarf, and red shoes stood waving. There he is, and all the pigeons, they're carrying him away. They're bringing him somewhere. And the little old magic man is watching them and waving. That night, a veil of gray swept across the ground outside of Marcel's shop. When he opened his front door, the pigeons flapped their wings in unison as the beignet boy sang, "Believe you me, I'll never run away. I'm always going to be your little beignet." Marcel beamed with delight. "You're mon petit garçon." "Hee hee hee, I'm as happy as can be," said the beignet boy, and he gave Marcel a big powdery beignet kiss. So now Marcel's not going to be lonely anymore, and neither is the beignet boy, because they're together again. Isn't that a lovely story? Oh my goodness. I just love this story. Now there's some more information in the book that I'd like to read to you. There's children's folklore. In the timeless world of folklore, children explore the cultural blending of food, music, language, traditions, customs, and practices. These elements promote the originality and distinctiveness of a region, revealing the uniqueness of its people. The Runaway Beignet celebrates the folklore of New Orleans. The story offers a regional twist to the timeless tale of the gingerbread man. That was one of my favorite stories when I was a little girl. But now, this is one of my favorite stories. The Beignet's rambunctious romp through the city provides a glimpse of the musical heritage of New Orleans, a city known by many as the birthplace of jazz. Also showcased in the Beignet's chase are historical landmarks that remain cornerstones for cultural preservation. The French Quarter, also called the Vieux Carré, the St. Louis Cathedral in Jackson Square, and the French Market are links to the city's past. The dialects spoken by each character give a flavor of the ethnic influences that make New Orleans a cultural melting pot. Woven into the story are costumes worn during the Mardi Gras celebration that represent folk traditions. The main character of the story, a beignet boy, represents an important food tradition. French colonists brought beignets to New Orleans when they left Europe. Folklore has survived in literature for more than 2,000 years. It continues to captivate the imagination of children around the world. Now I'd like to give you some of the words that they mentioned in the story and help you to understand them better. You've heard the expression aïe. Well, that's a French expression that's used to express emotion when other words are not available. Bon appetit is an expression used to wish someone enjoyment for food he or she is about to eat. Bon Dieu, a French expression that literally means good God, but is more often used as good heavens. Beignet, a light square donut sprinkled with powdered sugar. Yum. Crawfish, a small freshwater crustacean that resembles a lobster. Fleur de lis, a type of flower that is used as a symbol. There are 3 fleur de lis on the flag of New Orleans. French market, a large open marketplace similar to a flea market. The French market merchants sell all kinds of groceries, trinkets, clothes, books, and more. French Quarter, also called the Vieux Carré, the oldest neighborhood in the city of New Orleans. Jackson Square, an open area in the heart of the French Quarter. Inside the square is a statue of Andrew Jackson, hero of the Battle of New Orleans. Jackson became the 7th president of the United States. King cake, you know what a king cake is. An oval pastry sprinkled with colored sugar in the Mardi Gras colors of purple, green, and gold. A plastic baby is hidden inside the cake. The person who receives the slice of cake with the baby must buy the king cake for the next party. Mais is literally French for but. In usual conversation, yes or well, yeah. Mardi Gras, literally French for Fat Tuesday, a festival occurring the day before Lent begins, consisting of parades, costumes, and lots of food. Mon petit garçon, French for my little boy. Riverwalk, a mall located in the central business district of New Orleans along the Mississippi River waterfront. St. Louis Cathedral, the oldest Catholic cathedral having continual services in the United States. It overlooks Jackson Square. Steamboat Natchez, a steam-powered stern-wheeler built in 1975, still in operation on the Mississippi River. Oh my goodness, I just loved this book. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Well, the author, Connie Collins Morgan, she grew up with her Cajun family in Lafayette, Louisiana. Her delight in the power of words led her to a degree in elementary education from the University of Southwestern Louisiana, which is now known as the University of Louisiana at Lafayette, and then to an MFA in Children's Literature from Hollins University. Miss Morgan teaches in Middletown, Maryland. She and her husband live in the Blue Ridge Mountains of West Virginia near their children. Miss Morgan also collaborated with illustrator Herb Leonard on Hercules on the Bayou, published by Pelican. Maybe one day I'll get that book and I'll be able to read that to you. Herb Leonhard received a BFA in illustration from the Pacific Northwest College of Art. His award-winning work has appeared in D Magazine and on album covers, greeting cards, and posters. He lives with his family and a plethora of pets in Prosser, Washington. So, I hope that you enjoyed this book as much as I did. I loved it. Now, if it's okay, I think I might have time for just a little bit of a song. Would you like me to sing a little bit of a song for you? Let's see what we're going to do. Let's try, you know, Raindrops on Roses from Mary Poppins? I might only get to sing a little bit of it, but we'll go ahead and go. Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with string. These are a few of my favorite things. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things. There girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Well, I hope to see you next time, and maybe I'll sing some other songs after I read a book. Thank you. I will see you next time. Thank you. Goodbye. You have a good day now, okay?